Power 104.1, The Source. Memphis #1 Southern Soul and R&B station. Matter of fact, we're the #1 Southern Soul and R&B station in the nation. This is Tate Jones on the microphone. Say it with me now. Tate Jones on the microphone. And I'd like to welcome everybody out to the Tate Jones Show. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon. And man, do we have a show for you today. Memphis, stand up. I got one of the Memphis legends in the house today. If you don't know who I'm talking about, stay tuned right here. Because we got the one, the only, Mr. Sam. And if you don't know who Mr. Sam is, you will know before this show is over with. So go tell a friend to tell another friend that Tate Jones is on the microphone. And we'll be right back after these commercial messages with the one, the only, Mr. Sam.
What time does it air?
Power 104.1, The Source. Memphis #1 Southern Soul and R&B station. And you're tuned in right now to the Tate Jones Show. And without any further ado, could we please give a warm welcome to Mr. Sam.
Yeah, in the building, baby.
How you doing today, Mr. Sam?
What's going on, Mr. Jones?
I am supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Yeah, I am feeling good today.
Yes, I am too. It's a lovely Sunday morning.
Yeah, I'm happy to finally have you in the Power Studios. Finally. We've been talking about it for a little while now, but hey, better late than never.
Like the rock. Finally.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Shown up to 104.1.
That's right. Well, Mr. Sam, I'm glad we got you here in the studios. So much we could talk about.
Too much.
But I'm going to start out the way I normally start out and ask. Mr. Sam, for those who don't know you, tell us a little bit about Mr. Sam and how you got started in this music industry.
Well, I was born here in Memphis, Tennessee on South Parkway.
South Parkway. Give it up, South Parkway.
South Parkway in the house. Right across the street from Coletta's Pizza.
Coletta's Pizza. I know exactly what that's
I know exactly where it's at. The house right across the street. That's where I was born and raised.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I stayed out in California as a youngster from age 2 to about 4th grade. And I came back to Memphis.
Okay.
And I've been here ever since. And I got interested in music coming from Corey and Norris School, because they used to have a lot of little singing groups come through there. A lot of the Hamiltonians had the most singing groups that I knew of. You know, a lot of groups like the Temprees.
Well, let me ask you this question, though, because I'm a little younger. So for some of my younger Gen X category, roughly around what time, what age was that? I mean, what years was that?
The years were back in the 70s.
Back in the 70s, okay.
In the early 70s, where Temprees and Newcomers and the Barcades and Confunction were bands around.
So that's kind of like the funk era, what you say?
That's the funk era.
Okay.
Funk era, and a lot of groups too. They had a lot of singing groups.
Let me ask you one question. Let me cut you in. So with the doo-wop era, would that be kind of like in the 60s or 60s ending on into the 70s?
It was in the 60s going into the 70s.
Because I know disco kind of hit in the 70s, right?
70s, yeah, but we still had the OJs and some of the doo-wop groups that were out back then, and of course that's why I fit in. I used to love the doo-wop groups and and the Jacksons and that type of thing. So I got interested in music then. And didn't start really singing till after high school. Where I got in high school, I was in a couple of groups, but I got with Naked Truth band, a band out of Memphis, and
Is it called the Naked Truth?
Naked Truth.
So was that the first band you was all a part of?
That was the first, one of the biggest bands.
Okay.
I started with me, Chick Rogers, and a young lady named Darlene Shelton. We were lead singers, and eventually they left, and me and my other guys, Harold Avery and Walter Washington, who sings with Tim Freeze now, we started singing for Naked Truth, and started right there.
Okay.
And kept on going.
Kept on going, didn't stop.
Kept on going for a little while, and then stopped. I took another direction, and this probably for another show. And I moved to Atlanta for a little while, and I came back to Memphis. When I came back to Memphis, I got a job writing with the Barcade.
And so about what year was that?
That was 84.
84. Now we're in the 80s. Okay.
We up to the 80s.
Okay.
And I was with the Barcade's writing on a writing team from 84 to about 88.
So let me ask you this. Now, when you was younger, maybe in high school, did you write a lot of poetry? What inspired you to write?
No, I started writing when my daughter was born.
Okay.
When my daughter was born, it was the first song I ever wrote. Her name was Sunday, and I wrote a song about her, and I was singing with a little local group at that point in time, and I sung it to them, and they said, "Man, that's good."
Well, I mean, having that daughter born, I'm sure that was a very good inspiration to help you, right?
It was a great song. I never put it out, but it was a great song. You know what I'm saying? It had a real nice feel to it, and we used to do it in shows and stuff, and everybody said, "God, it's a good song," and that let me know I had the ability to write.
Okay.
But because as a child, I remember growing up humming little melodies to myself, because I spent a lot of time to myself, and I would hum little melodies, in my head, because I always was melodic.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I found out I had an itch for writing, and we auditioned for the Barcades as a group, and I sung a few songs that I had written. And Alan Jones, the manager, said, "Yeah, you can write." So he put me on the team, me and Neil Jones, of Gentry and Jones. That's where we first hooked up as writers. And we didn't ever put nothing real big out, you know what I'm saying, but we got a check.
Well, that counts. That counts then, and it definitely counts to take a check. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think Yo Gotti got a song about a check. So it's still relevant today.
We were on the team,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But since then, of course, I've done about 14 songs on the Barcade. And I found I had an itch for writing.
Hold on. We can't sleep on that. He just said he done wrote 14 songs for the Barcade. I think that deserves a round of applause.
All right.
I mean, you got to give it up. I didn't even know that.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, they got me into the writing for other people, kind of, sort of. And that's the history of that. And then took a little hiatus from the business for a while, because Alan Jones passed, and I left and started doing other things that streetwise.
I understand.
And we'll get into that in the movie or the book. And
Yes, sir.
we don't have time to talk about all that there right there. But I got out of music for a while.
Okay.
But when I came back, I hooked back up with Archie Love and the Barcades, and they needed somebody to write a song for a new artist. He had one song out. It was called "Stand Up in It."
Stand Up in It. I've
Otis
heard that
Eddie.
song before.
The Otis Eddie had "Stand Up in It." He needed another song, and I started writing some songs, and I wrote "Move with the Motion," which was his second single. And from there, I was inching my way back into the music business. So whatever year that was that song came out was my entry, 2007, somewhere in there. That was my introduction back into music. And so I wrote an album for Archie Love. I wrote one for Lacey, and I wrote Jay Blackfoot's last two albums. They got me to writing back then. And I thought to myself, because of Stand Up in It, I said, well, hey, I can do that for myself.
Right. It seems like a lot of artists out there, current artists today, they actually started out by writing. Now, one of the people that come to my mind is the Neil. Neo, he actually wrote a lot of songs before he actually started singing himself.
Yes. Well, I mean, and Babyface was singing, but Babyface, was writing it all the time. So, but Neo, hell of a writer, one of my idols.
Well, tell you what, we can ready to take a commercial break right now. So y'all stay tuned right now. I'm sure y'all ears are locked into the radio right now. You better be. So we'll be right back after these commercial messages. And we are back to the Tate Jones Show with the one and only Mr. Sam.
In the building, baby.
Yes, sir. So I think we was back up to the 80s, and you wrote a couple of albums here. Let's go back from there.
Okay, I wrote a couple of albums, and I decided somewhere in that point to, try to get back into the field myself. Because, you know what I'm saying, that's probably one of my biggest passions is entertaining.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I love to entertain, and I said, well, Archie, I did the Archie album, Lacey album. Let me try to do something for myself, and I started writing songs for myself. And actually, that is how, before I wrote Jay Blackfoot's the first album I did for him, I wrote some songs for me, and every song that I wrote for me, Jay liked it. He said, "Let me have that. I want that Sam." And so he got a couple of the songs that were supposed to go on my CD, and but then I got my CD together, and a friend of yours heard it, and I wasn't signed with anybody, so Jazzy Anderson. She said, "Well, I'll put it out," and she put my first album out, and I was signed to her label.
That's wonderful. Now, if you guys don't know who Jazzy is, let me just give you a brief introduction of who Jazzy is. Dr. Anderson, she go by the name of Jazzy A. And for about 26 years, she danced with the legendary living legend, Mr. Bobby Rush. So she is very knowledgeable in this industry. She was on Power 104 when we first got started within the first year, but she ended up retiring on New Year's Eve last year. And she actually was the host of the Blues and Soul Ball down in Jackson, Tennessee.
Old hen.
Yeah, the old hen. And I took it upon myself to have a surprise for her retirement. Didn't advertise for it. She didn't even know it. And I brought the living legend himself.
Yes, you did.
Bobby Rush in the building.
Yes, you did.
And surprised her. So I just wanted to give a real quick synopsis of who Jazzy A is that put Mr. Sam's first album out.
Put my first album out, and well, we actually did 2 albums with her. And what was it? Voicemail. Second album was Voicemail, and it did pretty good. I did collaboration with the late great Floyd Taylor. But Looking for Love was the first album, and we did good and for a while, and then of course things happen. We part ways.
Right.
And I put out my next album on my own, and so be it. I mean, keep going. I've been going ever since. I've written for a lot of other artists, so that one over there for Miss Jeannie.
Miss Jeannie
put some songs out on her. She Bots. Who else? OB. Archie. I've already said Archie. Me and Vic Allen.
Vic Allen,
yeah. So just doing my thing.
So at this point, what do you think is the biggest record you've ever wrote or performed on? Let's get one. Which is the biggest album that you had wrote?
The biggest album, well, I still would have to say Roll It.
Okay.
Because it's the other songs may not have been as popular.
Okay.
But Roll It has done amazing.
So you actually wrote it and you sung on it. Is that correct?
I wrote it, I sung it, I made up the dance, I wrote the whole album. I did singing in the background on the whole
So what year was that? What year did
That
that
was
actually come out?
That's 2014.
2014. So 11 years ago.
Yeah.
Still relevant today.
Still relevant, very relevant today. It started off a little slow. Well, it wasn't really slow because they had it in China, Taiwan. They were doing the dance all over the world.
Oh, wow.
And in 2018, I think it was, it resurfaced because a 2-year-old little baby did the dance on TikTok and brought it back. That's why a lot of people didn't know that it came out in 2014 because it got so big after that. And the little baby, little white baby in Arkansas,
wow,
did the dance, 2-year-old baby, and she did the dance, and it went viral, and it also made the little baby have a TikTok page. The baby had a TikTok page for herself.
Oh,
and
wow.
They said she would not, at that point in time, she would not go to sleep or lay down unless she saw the video.
Oh, wow.
And so, it made it to Good Morning America, so that blew the song up a little more.
Man.
So, that's probably the biggest thing I've done, you know what I'm saying, till now, this country and western record that I got, it's going to blow up like that up.
Okay, let's talk about country western, because now I am noticing a trend here because, you know, I'm not going to say Beyonce the first, but I would say she didn't take it to another level when it comes to country music and African Americans doing it. Matter of fact, there is another Memphian. I knew him as Mac E, but I think he called himself New Boy now. He said he got a whole new genre of music called Con-Trap. He got a song called Memphis Slide.
Yes,
so,
I heard it.
And now Mr. Sam said he's getting into country.
I got a country record, but I love music. My wife just said a little while ago, you can't pinpoint my music. It's all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Because I like just good music, good songs, good stories. And I don't know, me and Mike D got together and came up with a great track, and I already had the idea in my head. I just wanted to just dip my feet in there because everybody's doing the trail ride thing. You know what I'm saying? And I was shooting for a trail ride, but it got deeper. You know what I'm saying? Whereas I really just went country, and it's as you know, I sent it to you. This is called You Ain't Country Enough.
You ain't country enough. So I tell you what, this is what we're gonna do. You know, we hadn't played the song yet on Power 104, but we're going to debut this song right now. So y'all listen in right now. We're going to take a couple commercial breaks, and when you come back, you're going to hear Mr. Sam country song. And tell us the name of that song.
You Ain't Country Enough.
You ain't country enough. I mean, I don't care if you come from Memphis, if you come from Mississippi, Arkansas, you ain't country enough.
And I wrote the song because I feel like there's a lot of people that want to say that about these black country artists. You know what I'm saying? You ain't country enough, so I made a little parody off of that, but it turned out to be a great song. So they're gonna hear it and see what they
All right.
think.
So everybody listen up and get ready to go to a couple commercial breaks, and when we come back, you will hear Mr. Sam's country song. You're Not Country Enough.
Can't be proper.
All right, and that was the song, You Not Country Enough. Man, you know what?
Interesting, ain't it?
You might have your hit on there, you know.
I got something there. It's got to look. It got to sink in first. It got to take hope. You know what I'm saying? Once it take hope, I think it's gonna be gone. I felt like that with wrote it, and I feel like that with this. But I got some more songs I'm about to shoot to you. You know what I'm saying? That back in the Southern Soul, because I'm a Southern Soul artist, and I still want to keep my folks dancing. So I got one, as a matter of fact. Well, I'm trying to think of the name of that next one I'm gonna put. Move in the Middle.
Move in the Middle. Now, when it comes to writing,
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to your songs,
Mm-hmm.
how many songs do you think you actually have put out since you've been in this industry?
Probably about 200-300.
200 or 300. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot of songs.
A lot of songs.
You know, being on the radio, I get a lot of people that send me music daily. I mean, a lot of people that send music to me daily, and I always preach to them on Facebook, on our website. Hey, if you want to, if you want to get your music out, you can send it to this email. That's info at power1041thesource.com. Info at power1041thesource.com. But it needs to be radio ready.
Yes.
Majority of people are not going to get played. This is a locally owned station, locally owned. And, most corporate radio stations, you're definitely not going to get played at all, not at all. But what I tell them is that, hey, we got 2 advertising campaigns. If you put the money or invested the money in yourself to make the record, you should be wanting to promote it as well. Yeah. We have 2 packages for entertainers that they could call at any point, 901-326-1909, 901-326-1909, and talk to me, Tate Jones. I'm the general manager here. So I'm more than interested. Then also, you can call DJ Ken. He has a show that comes on Saturdays called Play It or Slay It. So I give him full control. If he decides to play your song, he decides to play it. If he don't, he don't. Now, Mr. Sam, out of 200 or 300 songs, everybody feels that every song they write may be a hit.
Yeah.
But we know that's not true.
No, that's not.
It is not true. And the thing about it, even though we stream all over the world on Live 365, this is a terrestrial radio station on 104.1 on FM dial and 1240 on the AM dial. And the reason I'm saying that because this is a FCC regulated station. Yes. So we can't play any and everything on this station, and we will not play any and everything on this station. Yes. This is a business, and so we want people to listen in. But now, one thing I will say, I do push local artists.
Yes, you do.
I want to stand behind the local artists, but you have to have good music. One local artist called me one day. He said, Tate, how can I really get out there? I said, to be honest with you, as far as the radio, I said, I'm still got water behind my ears, but to be honest with you, you got to put good music out there. You got to put stuff out there that people want to hear, music that they can feel, because I know, like you said, most music is about writing a story.
A story.
And being in the comedy industry, I do a little comedy promoting too, but being in the comedy industry, I always used to say, okay, if you go to a comedy club and you have a white comedian on stage, majority of the audience is white. Yeah. Okay, you're sitting in there, the white comedian is telling all kind of jokes. Everybody's laughing except you. Yeah. And the reason they are laughing except you, because you could not identify with what he's saying. So that's what I'm saying. If you write music that people can identify with, you got a nice little beat to it, they gonna want to hear it. They're gonna want to hear it. They're gonna want to hear it because there's a lot of artists that have made it big that might not be real singers. They might not have a real voice, but something about them appeals to the masses and they're able to be successful for it. Yeah. Then you got artists that may have a great voice, but somewhere down the line, they didn't get that push or something happened, but but they got a great voice. Yeah. So it's kind of almost the luck of the draw, or how hard you put your blood, sweat, and tears in it. Because I know for 1 year, I've been putting my blood, sweat, and tears into Power 104.1, and we're on the 1 year old. All the other radio stations, they're decades and many years old. 1 year under our belt. And I thank the Lord for it. And we still here. We got many more years to go. So I just want to put that out there, man. But you know what? Before we end this interview, I want you to go ahead and give everybody your tags because everybody needs to be able to find Mr. Sam. So tell us where they can find you at.
You can find me on Facebook by my government name, Sam Thalley. So a lot of people say, I can't find your page because they look at Mr. Sam. I got some Mr. Sam fan pages and stuff like that. But I gotta put them all together. But right now, you find me at Sam Fatty on
Go ahead and spell that last name so they'll know.
Fallie.
Tell them one more time.
Sam, Fallie. You can find me on Instagram at 901 Mr. Sam. You can find me on X.
X, okay.
Yep, same thing, 901 Mr. Sam. And of course, I'm on all social media, you know what I'm saying, as far as my music is concerned. You can find me and my lovely wife, Miss Jeannie, on all social media. I'm going to send you her song, too.
Definitely do that. Now, one thing I would say about Mr. Sam and Miss Jeannie, I have had them on several shows, and no matter which show I have had them on,
We cuss up.
the high impact of their performance stands out from anybody that I have on the show. I mean, anybody.
Come on with it.
They stand out of a crowd. So now let me ask you this, Mr. Sam, before we end this interview, for anybody that needs to book Mr. Sam,
Yeah.
is the